What is this thing for? This is a lever-based espresso machine, and unlike more traditional pump-based espresso machines, all of the pressure comes from you pulling down on this huge lever here. It's said that you can create much smoother espressos using this lever machine. It's also really tactile and fun to pull down on this, and most importantly of all, it's a great way to show off those bicep muscles, or not. This in particular is a Profitech Pro 800 version 2, the new model with all the fancy walnut. And I'm going to show you how to use one of these machines to make a coffee, and also some tips to get the best out of your brew. This is a single boiler system, and it gets the water super hot to around 250 Fahrenheit, and that's for this steam wand here. Now 250 Fahrenheit is way too hot to make a cup of coffee, but this is cleverly engineered to be able to use that 250 degree water and cool it down so that by the time it's through the group head and going through your coffee grounds, it's at the right temperature. The way this works is the water leaving the steam boiler goes through a pathway to the group head that rapidly loses heat. This is a water delivery mechanism known as a dipper. And how does pulling down on this lever deliver water pressure? Well, that's the job of the spring in the group head. It's compressed when you pull it down. Water is pushed out of the boiler by the dipper tube across the group head bridge and into the brew chamber. Let's make a coffee. I'm using about 16 grams of beans. I can't do this sitting behind the desk, but what I'm going to do is put a cup in, and then I'm going to pull down on this handle all the way to the bottom, hold down for about 6 seconds. That is the pre-infusion stage. And then release. The lever slowly returns to its original position, and before you know it, a shot of espresso. And that's not bad, but I have been using this machine for a week, and I've got some tips on how you can improve this. But first, let's put that steam wand to use. Now this includes a no burn steam arm, and does a pretty nice job of frothing milk. No latte art, sorry. Now my thanks to Dan from homebarista.com for lending me this review unit, and he did give me a couple of tips that I have found have really helped my espressos. And in fact, I think the espressos I'm pulling on this now are some of the best I've ever done. I've not been pulling espressos for very long, so that's not a huge statement, but let me show you the 2 things that I think make a difference. Now, because you are doing the work and not a pump, you have a lot of control over this system. So as I pull down this handle, not easy to do from this angle. Hold on. It's not designed for this. As I go halfway here, you can see that starts the flow of water. So you can do a stage called pre-wetting. So as you bring down this handle, you bring it down to halfway. That will pre-wet the grinds before you then go through for the full pre-infusion stage by pulling it all the way down to the bottom. And the second thing is related to volume. I'm putting 16 grams into this thing, and ideally with a 2-to-1 ratio, which is how I like to brew, I would like to get 32 milliliters of stuff out. This, however, will pour quite a lot more than that, and let me show you the impact of that. So in this cup, I have the first 32 grams of coffee that came out of this machine, and then I switched it out to this second one. And just by appearance alone, you can see a massive difference. This 32 gram pull looks beautiful, lovely color. This remains of whatever was left over. Looks like murky dishwater. Oh, this is rich, no bitterness, absolutely a top quality espresso pull with very little skill required. The dirty dishwater, oh yeah, thin and tastes really like almost nothing, just sort of warmed up leftovers. So if you pull this lever and just let it run until it's done, you're mixing in this kind of really pretty bad stuff with the good stuff and diluting your coffee. Now, if you're new to the world of espresso like I am, you might need some guidance on how this all basically works. And for that, check out this video here.